All right, good morning. We're going to start off our day with 20 jump squats real quick. I'll show you how to do them, and this way you have an idea. So down into your squat here, so all the way down, making sure our knees are behind our toes, and we're jumping up into the air. So we're down, up, landing soft. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. So you're going to do that 20 times. You'll be down into your squat for 3 seconds every time, and then back up. Go ahead, knock those out real quick. Get a little jump start on the day there. And then going back after you knock those out, if you have a bank box, ball, perfect. If you don't, obviously in the basement or whichever you use is fine. I want you to gain some distance. I don't want you right up on top of the bank box doing this stuff. No, we need to be back. We need to have a power pass and control. Get our pass, control. Get our pass, control. Now the other side too is, if you're not doing a one-time pass, you should be alternating feet. What I mean by that, when you get your pass, your touch should be with one foot, your pass with the other. What I end up seeing is a lot of this. We get a pass here, I touch it here, and then I try to pass again. We're wasting a lot of time with that. So get a pass, touch, pass. Okay? This way, when the ball comes, ball's here, touch it, and pass with the same foot. We lose about a second or a second and a half. Where if the ball comes in, touch it with our left, pass with our right. Or touch with our right, pass with our left. This way you're getting that ball off a lot quicker. That'll be the key to it, is that continuous movement is what I'm looking for. So if we could keep that continuous movement and moving the ball off of our feet a lot faster, that would be the beneficial aspect. Otherwise, you're going to end up on the field with a lot of pressure from the opposing team. So receive the ball here with my foot and then hesitate to pass with the same foot. I'm going to have a defender all over me by that point and possibly a turnover. So key to it again, that ball comes in, touch off right, pass with our left. All right, the faster we move that ball around, the better off you're going to be and the easier there is to play the game. So the communication side too. So when you get that ball, the box is one of my players. So one of my teammates passes it to me, get a touch, get it up. That's it. Get a touch, get it up the field or back in the field, across the field, whatever it's got to be. Just making sure we're alternating feet. So if I'm showing to my player up here and I'm showing to my player here, I have this angle on that. So the ball's going to come up from this player. Generally speaking, I don't want to try to touch it with my right foot. The ball comes this way with my right foot, I'm generally going to lose control. So if the ball comes this way to me, I'm going to want to play it off my left foot here. So this way I can control it in front of me, then get my pass with my right. Ball comes in, touch, that quick. So making sure you have a show to the field and you got your process down. It should be pretty easy. Here, up. This way, if I do it the way I don't want to see, is show to the field, pass comes in with my right, I touch it and try to pass it with my right. So number one, it's not going to be accurate because you're not going to have the balance. Number two, you wasted a lot of time with that. So again, you could alternate feet, but you're going to want to trap it with the inside foot. I don't want to trap it with the opposite foot and then try to turn. And we'll look at this in practice too. So pass here, touch. So a little bit quick, and that's what I want to see. We shouldn't be hanging onto the ball for too long. So you guys could work on that for sure. That's the big thing I want to see, is those quick passes. The other side too is, don't be afraid to turn it to the outside. So you get the ball, turn it to the outside, and then go up the field here. This way, you're making your way around an opponent and getting that ball up. The other side too is you don't want to get yourself trapped. So you receive that ball, you make the move around an opponent, and then you try to carry with it. When you don't have the real estate to carry with it because that opponent's right on you, get that pass up the field or across the field. Obviously keep it out of the middle of the field, because when we get to our midfield and you look at the center line going up the field, that's generally where everybody's going to gather. So guide it to the outside until we get up past midfield and then counter over to the center or send your crossball over. So that's just a little bit of the things. Your girls should have been focusing on headers this entire week. So it's what you should have been practicing at home, sense practice. That's what we want to see. We want to see headers in the goal for sure. The other side we want to see is balls coming out of the air. Let's get a touch before it bounces off the ground. Gain control with that ball coming out of the air and capitalize on it moving up the field with it. Do not allow that ball to bounce. Stick a foot out, get your knee out there, whichever it may be, control that ball. That's the big one. So I'll let you work on those for today. You could also get into, we started in jump squats. You could get into keep the blood flowing, get into some jumping jacks. Cross jacks are the big one. So a few of you girls know it, but I would rather you do cross jacks than jumping jacks because we don't clap. We don't want the clapping up here, down, no, that's not happening. So our cross jacks are, you start here and you can do it slow first. Right over left, right over left. The other way, left over right, left over right. And then you can get into the jump. And you can keep going. This way it uses the whole body motion. So I'll let you go with that. We'll target into some equipment stuff. So we haven't tried it yet. We got it a while ago. We finally got new turf shoes in because the other ones were way too small. So we ended up with, actually they were pretty cheap. Got a really good deal on them on We Got Soccer. I don't know which ones they are. Looks like they are the Mercer Rails. They're made by Nike. Adidas is fine too. We were just trying to find a shoe, a turf shoe, or a cleat that didn't separate at the toe. These are new. We haven't tried them yet. Obviously the bottoms, they don't have cleats on them because they're for turf, but they have a good sole on them to run on and good traction. So we'll see how those do. The other side too is, so we got new cleats. We have a training day tonight that show where I'm at. We'll see how they fit, how they do, kind of go from there. And then we have 6 games over the weekend. So that's really going to be the test. Brand new turf shoes that are going to be worn in 6 games over 2 days. It's not ideal to have new cleats at that, but we didn't have a choice. So what did I do to prepare them or already break them in? So the first day we had them, I took warm water in the bathtub, got her foot in them, got her to move around in the tub, get them all stretched out and everything, and then let them dry overnight. Generally, you don't have to do that with new cleats anymore because most of them are pretty soft, which these were. I just wanted to make sure they were all broken in, and this way they were good to go. The other side too is these are the insoles they came with. They're just flat insoles, nothing to them, no ridge, no anything. They're fine generally, but a lot of your cleats are going to be based on the insoles. So we're trying these. We'll see how they do. They have a little bit of a ridge on them as well. This way they kind of support the foot movement and such. Hopefully a little bit of ankle support and roll prevention. But these are actually set up the Adidas Gamers. Yes, they're Adidas soles going into Nike shoes. I get it, but I want to see how they are, see how accurate they are. They're supposed to measure how many touches, how many feet you ran, and tracks basically your speed out on the field as well. So we'll see how that does tonight, and we'll determine if we're going to stick to these soles moving forward for the gameplay. Today's just a training day, so we'll see how those do and kind of go from there. So these turf shoes, yes, they could be worn at Sportsplex. You can wear cleats at Sportsplex. There's going to be a lot of indoor turf fields that are going to start doing away with being able to wear firm ground cleats. They're going to start requiring these cleats, the turf cleats, because they don't want their turf getting destroyed, which that's what's been happening. So keep an eye on that. Right now you don't have to have them, but might be an idea to start looking. Like I said, We Got Soccer was really the only place that had anything decent in a good size that we didn't have to worry about shipping. It only took 2 or 3 days for their economy shipping, where we ordered Adidas the 18th of December. We still don't have them. So it's been months now and haven't had a good experience with them. Our Adidas Predators that we had, they were top of the line, and within months they separated at the toes. Apparently Bruiser wants to play some soccer as well. The other side too is obviously those are brand new. So your firm ground cleats. So obviously these haven't been worn in some time, probably about a month. We did some outdoor training. Obviously they're filthy. There's a lot of weight on the bottom from all the caked on mud and stuff. Not really ideal way to keep your cleats. Generally speaking, after you're done training, you're going to want to get all that stuff off because it starts to eat away at the material, starts to break it down. So the gray on the top is going to be a little bit different on this one. It's going to be a little bit darker just because it's still wet, because they were cleaned. So obviously you can tell the difference. Weight wise, it's going to be a lot different because there's no mud caked on or anything else. Keeping them in good shape is a big one. Making sure in between games and stuff, take the insoles out. So once again, here's the Adidas insole. It's just, or Nike insole, it's just flat, not a whole lot to it. It's got a little bit of cushion on the back, but as you can see, you get grass and everything else underneath it. So you want to take those out when you're rinsing them, washing them, whichever it may be. This way they completely dry. As well as if you have 2 or 3 games in a day, which we're going to have, in between those games, taking these off, getting the insoles out, allowing them to dry along with your socks, it's going to be huge because your socks containing moisture allows your foot to slip around. Potential injuries, obviously there. So just little things like that. We'll see from there. Jumping into the other side, I hear a lot of people asking, okay, well, what's the best ball I should have or anything else? Honestly, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. For indoors, I see a lot of soccer balls getting destroyed because they have the boards in there and the nets aren't the greatest and they're bouncing off of 2x4s. So really for indoors, the cheapest ball is probably going to be the best way to go, generally speaking. This is an Umbro. I wore Umbro products before in the past when I played. They were always good. Big key is size 5 ball. That's the big one. This is an Adidas ball we got last year. It's held up pretty good. It's been, honestly, we've probably used this probably 4 to 5 days a week for outdoor training, maybe a little bit of indoor training. This has just been a basement ball basically. And then there is just a white, official weight, official size, no name ball. We just wanted a regular white and black soccer ball, and just to have, this would be kind of ideal. I'm not sure how much it was, but probably ideal for indoor training ball, even shifting to outdoors, as long as it's not all peeling apart and everything. But again, this is a size 5 ball, which is fine. And then I know there's a few questions about the Dribble Up. So the Dribble Up we've had it for, let's see, a little over a year now. So that being said, it's a size 4. I haven't looked into the size 5 one yet. The app's still the app. It's just the ball change, which is fine. So it may be something you want to look into as well. Dribble Up will really help on the indoor side of the house. When you're at home training with the Dribble Up, it's a great addition to a daily training. And you could do it numerous times a day without even having to pay for the subscription or the app or whichever it may be. So that's something you may want to look into. It is, I mean, I feel it was a good investment to have that, just because it's that additional training, especially with a lot of training events being canceled or the opportunity to play not so much there. Hopefully we don't have that going forward, but in the event we do, you'll have some training at home to do with the Dribble Up, as well as there's multiple things on YouTube as well that you may want to look into. So majority of this time you're going to be doing a lot of, like I said, getting into the jump squats, getting into lunges, so 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and getting a bend at the knee. You could do that and just you could drop your knee here and you could switch it over. Get your arms into it, make it a little bit easier for you. So a little bit of that stuff is going to build a little bit of muscle for you. This way, better prevention from injuries or pains and aches. The main focus I want to have, it's tough to do when you're training at home by yourself. I mean, it's pretty irrelevant to do by yourself, but the communication thing between players is going to be huge. So when you're guiding that pass, so if I'm passing to my player here, I need to let them know what's next. And it could be as simple as a give and go. I just let her know, give and go. This way I'm up the field with the ball. Go around that defender and she passes the ball right back, and you're good to go. Or letting her know it's a drop pass. Run it up, so close to her, drop pass. I drop it off to her, she drops it, turns, runs, gets up the field, and I get the pass up the field. Got to communicate and let players know what your intentions are, where you're going next. Like I said, it's tough to do when you're at home alone, but during practices, 100% talking, communication. Every move you make should be communicated. If a player has pressure on them, it's got to be communicated. Those are some of the big things. The at-home aspect, movement of the ball is what I want to see. So using that bank box, getting that movement off of your bank box is the big one. So if you're here, pass it on an angle off the bank box to force yourself to move here quick. All right, so it's quick. Get a couple touches, get it back over. Get a couple touches, get it back over. Keep moving. All right, continuous movement is the big thing when we're at home training. Making sure you keep that power flowing through. I will let you continue that training for the morning, afternoon, evening, whenever this gets posted. It usually takes, for some reason, it takes about 2 hours for it to post through YouTube, so I'll make sure it's up there. Continue on is the big one. My keepers at home continue to train. I know Ava, you've been constantly training. I know a few others, they're training every day of the week, which is great. I have no issues with that, especially when you're training at home as well. My keepers, control. All right, so I know it's hard to do in the house. Definitely don't want you to do it in the house, but if you have some time to go outside, that's fine. You could do that. If not, when you're in the house, not throwing the ball, but gaining control of that ball and working on your throws. All right, everybody have a good day.